Welcome to Nia's Perspectives. I'm Nia, author, speaker, certified financial education instructor, and first and foremost, a mother. I'm here. This is my channel. If you have never been here before, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button. That button is important to me because it lets YouTube know that I'm dropping these gems and they need to show other people. Don't be stingy, don't keep it to yourself. You got to let everybody else know. So hit that like and subscribe button. That's like saying thank you. Feel free to drop down in the comments below if you feel like any of my videos are helpful and informational. Definitely drop down in the comments for me. Can you do it? So this is part of my home buying video series. Today we're going to talk about emergency funds and why it's important to work on your emergency fund during the time when you're preparing your finances for home ownership. So one of my first things I preach all the time is pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. You are a priority and only you can make yourself a priority. Pay yourself first. That is really your seed money to wealth. When you pay yourself first and you create a savings and a nest egg, reserves, whatever you want to call it, that's your first seed money to wealth. Because anytime you want to invest, that's where you can get that first money from, by paying yourself first. Paying yourself first can be putting money in retirement. Paying yourself first can be putting money in a money market, buying a CD. Whatever it is putting some money to the side and not spending all your money on bills. So why is it important to have an emergency fund if you want to buy a house? Well, that's one of the biggest mistakes that people do. One of the biggest mistakes. You drain your savings when you're purchasing a house. There are a lot of unexpected expenses. If you have not seen the video in the home buying series about budgeting, then you need to watch that video. And it'll talk about a lot of the different expenses that you have that come up during the home buying process. I personally walked people through my own real estate investing journey in my group, the Gold Diggers Community. If you want to join, that will be down in the comments. Just go in the group and click topics, my REI journey, and you'll see all my posts related to me purchasing property. And just kind of sharing my process and what I went through. And then it has a tally at the bottom that'll show you as I continue to pay for different things. And as I continue to pay for those different things, I add a tally for how much extra money I'm having to spend. So on top of you having to come up with all this money to purchase the house, you still need to have reserves for yourself, a maintenance fund for your house, so that when you have repairs that need to be completed, you have money sitting there ready and able to pay for it. And then you simply just work to build it back up. And there you go. So it's important to have an emergency fund. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they use all of their money to pay down payment and closing costs, and now you cash poor. You walking into the house and you have no money. If your furnace goes out tomorrow, you're going to have to throw yourself in debt, throw your expenses and your budget way off scale, and you literally just got into property. When I purchased my first home I was 27. I purchased my first home. I closed on October 28th, 2010. I injured my ankle at work December 4th, 2010. I was off work intermittently, boots, cast, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and eventually surgery, and then boots, cast, physical therapy, all over again. And I was on and off for about two years it took for me to go through that process. Like, I injured myself December 2010. I didn't even have surgery until, I believe, 2012, the beginning of 2012. So that tells you right there. Things happen. So I pretty much was without income because applying for workers' comp and things like that is a process. And if the pandemic has not taught us anything, your income is not guaranteed, and something can come along and shift everything. I feel like everything got to shift. I don't know anybody who does not know someone or themselves been affected in some way financially because of COVID-19. Either you had to shift, if you own a business, you had to pivot. Just, it really made us aware of how we need to have money set for a rainy day. Because not to say that you would have 8 months of emergency funds, where we're 8 months in the pandemic at this point, but if you had 3 to 6 months, it would minimize the panic. If you don't have an emergency fund and you don't have any savings, and like I said, the word budget makes your head whirl, you need to be one of my students in my Budgeting Saves Lives course. I'm telling you. This course breaks down all of it, and it gives you direct access to me for questions and information. So the link will be in the bottom. Please use it. Do not be scared. Judgment-free zone. I just want to help you all get it right. I want to help people purchase homes, but I want to help them purchase them and stay in the homes, because foreclosure is not cute. If you have my financial success kit, then you have a planner, a savings planner, and a debt repayment planner that will be inside of my budget planner. Okay? So use that to save up for your down payment. If you're in the Budgeting Saves Lives course, it does come with some of those free savings charts that you can use to save up for your home. And if you have that financial bundle, you got that home buyers training that includes all those tidbits and all that extra information that you need. It talks about the 15 most avoidable mistakes that first-time home buyers make. It talks about a lot of those places you look at when you're looking at a home, and some of those little tinks that you need to look at when you're viewing your properties and looking at your properties. It's going to come with a home buying checklist, what to look for while you're searching the properties so you can organize them. All of my downloads are PDF fillable downloads, so you can print them out if you want to, or you can do it on the online. It's up to you, but I'm trying to give you all the tools you need so you can get your money ready to get in your house, sis. I want to help you get in your house, and when you get in your house, make sure you come back and don't forget about the little people. So, you also need to realize that the club for you, once you purchase a house, Lowe's and Home Depot is going to be your best friends. You're going to be a Home Depot as if they were Starbucks, okay? Because so many things you're going to have to do, paint swatches, get this, fix this, adjust this. So it's important for you to have money ready for these things, because if you have money ready for them before, it doesn't put that stress and strain on your wallet. Next, I want to tell you about furniture costs. Don't be in a rush to build up furniture. Don't move into your house, have reserves, and then use your reserves to purchase furniture. Because guess what? Let me tell you something, sis. As you live in your house and you begin to use your house, you're going to repurpose different parts of your house. And you're going to change the decorations, and you're going to change the purpose of rooms. And why buy all of that furniture and then you're going to end up changing it? So take your time. Start off with one room at a time. Do not use up your savings. Sis, don't do it. Don't use up your savings on buying furniture and buying things for the house. Take your time and buy them as you go, and let it grow with you, okay? As you grow into your house and you settle into your house, let those things grow with you. You want to have an emergency fund also, because there are a lot of costs associated with purchasing a house. If you have a conventional loan, 20% down payment, I suggest you look for a down payment assistance programs. Talk to your lender, talk to your realtor, find out what other assistance programs they have. As I mentioned in the Do Your Research video, look up home buying assistance programs in your area. All you have to do is go to Google, do a search, type in home buying assistance, and whatever city, county, search all of them and find programs that will be able to help you so you can get some down payment assistance. But you got down payment. So let's just say you're buying a $100,000 house. Let's just say you got FHA lending, $3,500 down payment. That's what you got to pay. We're just going to say you got $2,000 closing costs. So that's $5,500 right there. Then you have an inspection. Inspection, you're looking about $400 right there. Then you have an appraisal. You're looking at $400-$500 right there. If you get any additional inspections, that's going to be more. So we got $5,500 plus we're going to say another $1,000. So now we have $6,500 right there that you need to have. Then what happens of what you need to do? So even if you're buying it to rent out to someone else, you're still going to have things you need to buy. If you're buying a new construction, you might need to buy a mailbox. If you're buying it for other tenants, it's going to be things you're going to need to put in it. You're going to need to put fire extinguisher, smoke detectors, maybe handrails along the basement when you're going down in the basement. They're going to be little things that you're going to need to buy and purchase. So you want to make sure the only thing that's constant is change, and that things are going to change. So you want to make sure that your money is prepared for the change. So build up your emergency fund, build up your savings. It's easy, little by little. There are apps. There's one app called Capital. There's one called Coins. And these apps will take the money out, and you can set up like goal funds. If you have a credit union account, they usually allow you to open goal accounts. If you have an issue with saving, you need to be in my Budget and Savings Lives course, because I give you, I believe, 3 or 4 different ways to save and different ways for you to reach your savings goal. I don't want to get too deep in this one because that's not the purpose of this, to teach you how to save. It's just to educate you on the home buying process and different reasons why you want to have reserves before you get in the property. I personally say you should save up at least $20,000. That's just my round number I give people, because I'd rather you be over prepared than under prepared, because you need to have a maintenance fund and you need to have an emergency fund. So if you do $10,000 each, because think about it, if you need a new roof is $8,000 to $10,000 right there. So that's one of the things you want to look at. But like I say, that'll be in that bonus. And also the bonus training will break down a couple of other things around the home buying process, home buying maintenance checklists, things that you want to check and keep up. Like for instance, you need to drain your water heater. You have to change your filter in your furnace ever so often. It talks about a little bit more extensively the downsides to FHA. And it also breaks down and talks about how to make the decision whether you should rent or whether you should be a homeowner. So if you don't have that financial bundle, you better get it, because I think it has what you need in it. And it'll have those extras and bonus to get you where you need to be. So again, you need to have an emergency fund, because there are a lot of costs that are associated with home buying. Owning a home can be way more expensive than it is to rent at times. The difference is you're building equity for yourself. And then you want to be prepared for a loss in income. You want to be prepared if any major appliance fails and you need to replace it. For example, my newest property I'm purchasing, the water heater is about 9 years old, and I'm going to put tenants in there. So of course, I'm going to replace that water heater before I put a tenant, because why not? Why put a tenant in there and then that's going to make a bad experience for them when I could have replaced it? Especially if you're just getting the property. If you have those small things like that, you want to go ahead and get them corrected and correct that small issue before a tenant gets in there and make it a much bigger issue. With that, I'll leave you with that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to see my real estate journey, make sure you go to the group, the Goal Diggers Community. Until next time.